This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. Well, Kanye West Vultures, I'm pretty sure it drops tonight, if I'm not mistaken, or the next few days. I know he has a listening party tomorrow, so maybe it drops tomorrow, like during the middle of the day. But this is the first installment of 3 installments. He dropped the video with his daughter and Ty Dolla $ign, and he's in the video as well. That was a pretty good video. So we'll see how this works. Warner Music Group just had its biggest quarter ever, but is reducing its staff by 10% to invest more in music. Now, they probably overhired during the shutdown. A lot of people overhired because sales were through the roof on everything. The stock market was out of control and still kind of is. And a lot of people don't know what's going to happen next, because everything seems to be overinflated. There's inflation. Jobs are going down. A lot of things aren't making sense, and when things don't make sense, people contract to see what's going to happen. You saw Cash App laid off, I think 10% of their workforce, maybe more. They laid off 1,200 people. A lot of companies are laying off and contracting for what could be we got an election cycle coming up. We got investment firms buying up all the houses, so housing prices are through the roof. It's just it's a lot of stuff going on. Spotify paid out $9 billion to music in the industry in 2023, $48 billion plus since its founding. That doesn't mean anything, though, because there's also a lot of money being lost because of streaming at the same time, Last March, the company said it pays nearly 70% of every dollar it generates from music to the industry. Maybe it's the big labels holding back on giving the artists. Who knows? There's got to be more of an investigation on this because it seems odd. It seems like people are getting paid less. But they're making more on other things like brand deal shows, stuff like that. Killer Mike is now selling brooms because he swept the Grammys, 3 Grammys. I'm glad he was able to get that during his career. He deserves it. But I saw this thing with the CEO of the Grammys talking and how they choose the Grammys. You have to submit the music, then a select few of people vote on the artistry of the music instead of sales and impact and everything. Sometimes sales equates good art. Who would buy bad art? I don't know. It's up to these elite individuals that it's a stupid trophy, but it is an accolade, and Killer Mike did deserve it. So I'm not taking anything away from him. Taylor Swift sells one of her jets because she's being tracked by a student. Boo-hoo. Too bad for her. Ice Cube says he didn't take the role of Tupac because he thought it was a sucker move for the character to kick out his homeboy when they just drive to Oakland for a girl he just met. I don't think he's calling Tupac a sucker here, but people were interpreting it as that. I just think he didn't agree with the character. It wasn't in his character. Tupac probably looked at it more as acting. Ice Cube wants to be more authentic in the roles he was choosing at the moment. Maybe he overthought it. Who knows? MIA calls out Jay-Z, Biden, all these people. I don't know if is she blocked from going to the U.S. or something. She says she goes on this rant. She's a British rapper, right? We know that. Okay. She says she makes reference to Joe Biden, Julian Assange, and the war in Palestine. She says paper planes, which says Biden won't let me see my child. The longest processing is meant to be 2 months, and it's already been that. I don't think Biden's personally doing that. She says she's ineligible for a U.S. visa. Okay. And she says they basically saying that's the embassy not giving it to her, actually. They basically saying I have to wait for a Republican to come to office because 9 months from now it's an election. That's not true. It's your embassy that's a problem. Your local U.S. embassy. MIA then claimed her 14-year-old son is currently staying with people convicted of trafficking. I'm not allowed to see my child for stealing food at 18 when I was poor. Yet but how do you have a child? I'm confused. Because she was here 14 years ago, I think. I'm confused. The difference between me and migrants coming in is that I can't vote. So, she probably has a better chance of getting in if she goes to Mexico and comes across the border. They'll let her right in. You're good. It won't be legal, but you can stay for years. They won't see you in a court for years. They basically saying I have to win. I'm not allowed to see my child for stealing food at 18. Da, da, da. I mean, she is trying to come in the right way. It's and then she says, I also pay U.S. taxes because my label's based in the U.S. She's denied a visa due to her support of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange and her calls for a ceasefire in the conflict of Israel and Palestine. It is probably because she did support the WikiLeaks person. She said, I've shown support for Julian for 14 years and I've been to the USA many times. The only thing different this time is I called for a ceasefire and spoke out against the genocide and ethnic cleansing. Now I am forced to pick between my child. I think they would invite you in more because of that issue, actually. They seem to be pushing that. They like the disruption. My first custody battles in 2013 when my child was 4, managed by Jay-Z, who ultimately paid for Bronfen's. I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off and copied my style, gave it to their puppets. I'm shadow banned. Now she says, like, Jay-Z won't take her calls anymore. Asking for help was wiped from my inbox. Oh, now she's being hacked. I don't know, man. It seems like a complicated situation. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I will check you guys in the next one.